Hi everyone, I am Fatma Kaplan, CEO and founder of Pheronym. We use pheromones to control agricultural pests so farmers can grow more food. Agricultural pests cause significant crop losses globally. Growers spend substantial amount of money on pest control. Just for insect control, they spend $15 billion. Concerns with the toxicity and environmental impact of traditional pesticides have resulted in regulations and outright ban, leaving farmers in need of eco-friendly solutions. This is really close to my heart because my grandparents were farmers. I know how much pest control makes a difference in their yield. Even though biopesticides provide eco-friendly solutions and are the fastest growing market segment with $3.5 billion annually, there are significant gaps controlling insect pests underground. For example, insect pheromones effectively control insect pests. However, their applications limited to mating disruption and trapping for above ground insects, and it does not have any seed treatment. Pheronym is bringing a new kind of pheromone from microscopic roundworm called nematodes. It can control pests underground and provide a unique seed treatment. And these pheromones will bring a pheromone market to the next level. Currently, insect pheromone market is $1 billion just to control insect pests above ground. Nematode pheromones can triple the value of this market by expanding its applications to below ground pests and providing a seed treatment. Our first application is for beneficial nematodes, which is a biocontrol agent to control pests underground, but has limited effectiveness. Nemastim, a pheromone-based product, improves effectiveness of beneficial nematodes for controlling soil pests. Our second application, Ferrocoat, is a seed treatment, protecting the seeds and newly transplanted crops from plant parasitic nematodes. We have two products in development. First one is Nemastim for beneficial nematodes to improve their effectiveness and efficacy. Third-party trials show that it can improve effectiveness of beneficial nematodes up to 78% against pecan weevil. It also has a platform to control 25 important pests in the soil. Since it targets the biocontrol agent, not the pest itself, it is not regulated. Our second product in the pipeline is Ferrocoat. It is a seed treatment to control plants from the plant parasitic nematodes that attack the plants. In laboratory, we have shown that it repels root knot nematode. Because this product directly targets the pest itself, it requires EPA approval. We have developed a strategy for EPA process. We are also going to raise funds for the further product development. We de-risk the market by interviewing 164 customers in the agriculture ecosystem, including farmers, influencers, extension agents, ag input companies, and distributors. With the Grow New York, we reached out to New York agriculture ecosystem, and we talked to Cornell extension agents and distributors. We executed 2 letters of intent from 2 distributors in the New York area, BioWorks and IPM Labs, to test our product and sell. And in the meantime, Grow New York interviews and the iCorps interviews were consistent. Farmers' difficult pest problems have not been solved. Consumers drive sustainability and wants to reduce chemicals in environment and in our food. Farmers and distributors are interested in biocontrol products and pheromone products and nematode control products. So there is a strong demand for pheromone-based products. Our direct path to commercialization for Nemastim. Since Nemastim will be used with beneficial nematodes, we first identified, then developed a relationship with the key players in the market, nematode producers like Enema, Copper, and BASF. These nematode producers directly sell to customers, farmers, or they utilize distributors to reach the customers. And with the Grow New York opportunity, we were able to reach the distributors like Bioworks and IPM Labs. We further support the market entry with influencers like pest control advisors and university extension agents farmers trust. And again, this opportunity provided us to talk to university extension agents here at Cornell. They told us what are the pressing problems in New York. And they were very interested in testing field trials with us. And we were able to reach out to 2 letters of intent from the faculty at Cornell. Ferrocoat is our second product in the pipeline. We established relationships with the seed companies which distribute the seed treatment product and the seeds through distributors. We are going to again support the market entry with the influencers like extension agents, Farmers Trust. We further reached out to early adopter farmers who we are going to work with for farm demonstrations. Pheronym has a unique position in biopesticide industry. Our competitors' products control pests above ground. Our product target pests below ground. Our products also enhances our competitor biopesticide companies' products and makes them potential partners. Furthermore, it provides a unique seed treatment. Pheronym is the only company that has a patented nematode pheromone. And pheromones are the most sought after eco-friendly solutions. As you can see, insect pheromone companies and their valuations at different stages. A year after we launch Nemastim, we expect to break even. After that, we will use revenues for registration and launch of Ferrocoat. We established Pheronym in 2017 and filed 3 patents. Our first patent granted last year. And we validated Nemastim with third-party trials and have done customer discovery calls and learned that there is a demand for our product. For the regulatory pathway, we identified that Nemastim is not regulated. Ferrocoat, we developed a strategy. We made a plan to scale up manufacturing and also have a plan for fundraising. My co-founder, Carl, and I are domain expert. I have been working with nematodes and pheromones more than 10 years. I identified the first sex pheromone from model nematodes C. elegans and published it in Nature in 2008. USDA hired me to apply this technology to agriculturally important nematodes to control them. There, I found out the pheromones control other behaviors, and dispersal was one of them, and that is the basis for Ferrocoat and Nemastim. Our team has experience and talent and relationship to successfully bring Nemastim and Ferrocoat to the market. Our technical and business milestones have been continuously recognized by industry and professional societies. Last year, Pheronym was selected as top 20 companies developing the future of farming technology by Chemical and Engineering News magazine. We have used and effectively leveraged grants with incubators, accelerators, and partnership programs. With the funds from Grow New York, we are going to create high-paying jobs, and we are going to create 8 direct jobs and 14 indirect jobs. We already talked to Cornell Tech Farm to house the first year's hires. This will be half of the jobs. We talked to Indie Bio Accelerator, which will match 15% of the Grow New York funds and other funds we raise.
So Fatma, let's just go on to questions. Okay. Put a slide up there because we're a little over time here. And just put up the slide you'd like to have there during Q&A. That would be great.
Okay, what do I do?
That's cool.
Okay.
And then Laura, how about you lead us off with questions?
I think I can explain the plan as you ask the questions.
Yeah, she'll ask you great questions. You can then answer these things, yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions I could ask, but I'll try to keep it quiet here. Have you done any replicated trials with universities anywhere at this point?
Yes, we do have cooperative research and development with USDA, and we also work with University of Idaho. They have been repeated, and we do have peer-reviewed publications for the efficacy trials.
Okay, if I could just ask a couple of follow-ups.
Yeah, you go for it. You're the farmer. Bring it on.
Are these beneficial nematodes already present in most soils, or is this something that you actually raise the nematodes and put those out with the pheromone?
That's a very good question. Are the beneficial nematodes already exist in the soil? There are commercial production of beneficial nematodes. That's why we went for it first. And there's an efficacy problem there we can actually help. Last week, actually, I was at a conference for Entomology 2021. I got to talk to Cornell Extension faculty in person, and they said, you know, sometimes these things work, sometimes it doesn't. And I said, I know, we have a solution for it. And they were very excited about working with us.
How about over to you, John?
Hi, great presentation. Do you actually have quantifiable benefits to a farmer that tested, let's say, the increased yield by X percent? Do you have any kind of data like that?
That's a very good question. Do we have quantifiable data? This is a question we get to be asked a lot. What is the improvement? We ask farmers, what do you care? Do you care increase in the yield? The ones from in Europe, not the farmer, this was a distributor, they said, its yield is already increased. Now our chemicals are banned. We want something that would keep the same. And when we asked the grape growers, they said, we don't want any bigger. We want the high quality. We talked to
walnut growers and almond growers got the same story.
Almond growers and the one of the nut growers, they said, we don't want higher quality. Here's a pest that leaves a mark on it, and they reduce my price. So they want to control. For example, for the roses, they want to control the insect pests. It reduces the aesthetic. So for row crops, it's a lot more important, the yield. But for specialty crop, which is the market we are coming in, they care about the quality. That we can provide.
Ann, do you have a question?
Yes, I think, can you hear me? Yeah. Well, maybe I'll ask you to explain this slide, but I'm also curious. You spoke to the folks that you mentioned influencers as part of your inputs in designing this product. Very interesting. Like to hear more about that and why, and then maybe you could speak a bit to this slide.
Influencers, this was actually really surprising to us. We were in NSF I-Corps program, and it was the summer. Getting a hold of farmers are very difficult, so we decided to reach out everyone we could. And we learned that pest control advisors are very important for California. There are 2 types. One is hired by the companies, pest control companies, and the other group is independent pest control advisors, and they also have certifications. And we learned that farmers, when we talked to farmers, they said they trust the independent pest control advisors and university extension agents because they're not paid by the companies. So they had independent opinion because their money is not coming from there, so they're not really say what is not. And that was really important for us.
Mary Shulman?
Thanks. Can you just walk me through your go-to-market strategy, please?
Okay. Shall I bring the slide back?
Yep.
Or
That's great. That's exciting
how
if you do that.
about I mentioned about this slide since we didn't go over. When we actually heard about Grow New York, we thought this was a great opportunity for us. There are 2 states we wanted to get in. One is California, one is New York. And we really didn't know anyone in New York. Thanks to Grow New York, we actually have a lot more solid leads and to get into the market. And one of the ways, and we are an ag input company, the way we get to our farmers is through distributors. So one of the first things we did is we would like to know the distributors, what kind of product they sell. And we were very lucky with Bioworks and at the same time IPM Labs. They have beneficial nematode offerings and they were interested in testing our product and sell it to customers. One of the market we wanted to get in is greenhouse growers, and the insect pest is thrips. This was a global problem. Even with the seed companies, when we talked to them, they said, well, if you can fix the thrips problem, you're in business, you don't need to fix any other insect. But beneficial nematodes can provide that. And the second thing is we wanted to know what other important insect pest problems they have, and we talked to extension agents because universities trust. And when they present at the grower meetings, they really take seriously their publications and presentations. That is what the growers told us. Where do you get your information? They said, well, they go to grower shows and trade shows. This is where they hear. And the younger generation, depending on the generation, there are generational difference. Some of them get their information from Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So we utilize all of the bases to reach out to our customers. And we will be working with the university extension agents to do trials at the university, then farm demonstration. Because we also learned that there are leader farmers and follower farmers. So we're going to be talking to early adopters to show and then expand it from there. We actually talked to Wegmans Organic Farm, and they had a number of insect problems, and one of the pest problem they have is plum curculio, and we are going to be doing a farm demonstration there. Then we expand to grow other farmers.
That's great. Let's go to John for a
Just
go ahead.
to follow
Go ahead,
up,
Mary.
but can you walk me through your go-to-market strategy? How are you going to sell it, and who are you going to sell it to?
Okay, our end user is farmers, and we are going to make partnerships with the distributors.
And what is that partnership? Are you going to sell it to the distributor, or are you going to?
For Nemastem, we are going to be working with nematode producers and independent distributors.
That includes Bioworks. So
In
we've
New York, it
actually
will be
spoken to
Bioworks
Bioworks
and
today.
IPM Labs. For globally, it's going to be Enema and Copper. They're interested. They actually wrote letter of support for our NSF grant for manufacturing. They're also interested in manufacturing partnership as a toll producers.
John?
Since you are working on, I guess, nematodes that's in soil, ever present, have you tested across all different climates, regions of the U.S.?
We are working with 2 types of nematodes. They're commercially shown. One of them is cold tolerant. It's called Espeltier, and the other one is a lot more warmer temperature, Carpicapsi, and they have the widest range of insect control. And the pheromone, actually, should mention, every biological has their optimum. With the pheromone, we expand their temperature range.
Great. Well, we're a little bit tight on time. Any final questions?
Just quickly, would your product be organically approved then?
Yes, and we are going to get OMRI certification. We also heard that there's another agency in New York, and we are going to get that certification.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. Let's give it up for Pheronym.